Man called SCIZZA. Mr. SCIZZA. Man called SCIZZA. Mr. SCIZZA. Man called.
Ah, it looks so much better. Sorry.
What's up, everybody? This is the next episode of Man Called Scissors. I got my good friend Josh here. I wanted to meet with him because my goal is to put motivated people on this podcast. I want to see regular people doing out-of-the-box things or things that most people would be scared of. So this is the only person I could think of to bring on my third episode.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
What's
Thank you
going
for
on,
having
bro?
me. Chilling. Just working on a few things. I'm almost done with the house. I have 2 more months left. I just have to get the windows installed. I refinance and on to the next one. As you know, I'm working on a school bus. So I'm selling this one. I'm going to be buying
Before we get to the school bus, tell everybody how you bought your property. So that's a big reason why I wanted to talk to him is he started working at T-Mobile, saving money, had this idea, and now he's made it a reality. So how did you come about that?
So January 2020, I was actually in Japan, right?
Shit.
So we planned the trip for like about 8 months. So I'm there. Everything's paid for. Before we got there, I had about $2,000 to spend. And, you know, I didn't know Japan wasn't a, you know, being American, you think like everywhere else is cheaper. Just instantly, that's your thought. You go to somewhere else, you're like, that's not that bad.
Or other states, for sure.
Yeah, or something like that. Then I go and, you know, go out, we drink, and, you know, the bank account started declining, and we're there for 2 weeks, and towards the end of it, I started running out of money on, like, day 10, and I was like, shoot, and I enjoy Japan, like, it's beautiful. I was like, how can I stay here another week? It's literally impossible.
I definitely want to go to Japan one day.
Yeah, 10 out of 10, food's amazing, like, you can eat, 7-Elevens, you go and eat food, and you're like, great. But anyway, so I was like, wow, I'm running out of money. It's impossible for me to stay here one more week. What job, business, or something I can do that could give me this freedom? And then that led me down the rabbit hole of real estate. So for the whole year, January 2020, all the way to October, I was saving money because I was so determined to buy my first house. And I didn't go out. I didn't stop eating out. I just stayed home, played video games, and just saved $3,000 a month.
You hear that? Sacrifice.
Yes.
Sacrifice.
So that everyone invited me out, and like it was tough at first because I would want to hang out with my friends, and it got lonely. People stopped talking to me because obviously I wasn't being social.
Yeah.
I was video games because that's the cheapest thing to do, and just gaming, staying home, work, just that routine.
Keeping your mind occupied and focused.
Absolutely, just making sure I wasn't bored or tempted to spend my money. A couple months later, March, COVID hit and told everyone they couldn't go out. So it came a little bit easier. So that was something there. But eventually I just kept watching YouTube. And YouTube University, man, nothing better teaches you.
YouTube University.
Literally, I have a degree from it and everything. And it's good. So anyway, I learned that you have to just save up 3.5% down. So I said I'm not spending money until I buy a house. And that's what I did in September. I found my own house, talked to my realtor. We put in an offer, they accepted, and
so it's not just a house though, it's a triplex.
It's a triplex. So it is 3 individual units.
Yeah.
So I have 3 people living in each place. I had to redo the bathrooms, redo the kitchens.
Of course you have to invest, right?
Of
Investment
course.
property, that's the goal.
I ran into mold, and honestly, it wasn't scary. It's like, mold, what do? You replace it. And it's only one thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys seen, there's a swarm of termites.
Yeah, I've seen them everywhere.
They're everywhere, so I had to deal with that. I mean, it's just an expense.
South Florida problems, people. Mold and termites.
Yep,
that's too moisture out here, boy.
Yeah, man, they're swarming. But anyway, there's a lot of hesitation stuff that you can make as excuses. But
yep, for sure,
when you boil them down, it's a problem, and all problems just need to be solved. So they have an answer. Once you get the answer, it's not that big of a deal.
So a regular job, sacrifice save the money for a down payment,
and being educated.
and learning so
Learning.
that you do it right.
Yeah. So
And boom, reality.
I spent a lot of hours on YouTube learning everything I didn't understand. If I didn't understand it, I would go and Google it. And I would listen to these conversations, actually podcasts like this of intelligent people, like the Bigger Pockets
Yeah.
podcast, people that are already in the game. And
That's why I want to do that. So people like you are going to show people that are scared to do what you did that it is easy as...
it's not hard. It's just, I just say it's a knowledge gap. It's literally, everyone tells you as you're growing up.
Knowledge is confidence.
Oh, absolutely. But everyone tells you, right? If you want to be rich, what do you do? Real estate, real estate. No one tells you what to do in real estate.
Nobody.
It's just, just do real estate. Like, what does that even mean?
School
Like,
doesn't teach you to manage your money.
oh, man, finances. That's very important. Debt. I bought a car in November 2019. No, October 2019. And the greatest thing that happened to me was I got in a car accident because it totaled it out, and I wouldn't have been able to buy my house if I had that car still because of negative debt to income ratio.
Wow.
So there's a lot of elements to real estate you have to think, and finances are huge. No one teaches you about...
Before you try to get a loan, pay credit cards off, pay your vehicles off, pay anything that you're financing. Debt-free, then you go for that house loan.
And debt has actually a negative connotation, but there's two things. There's good debt and there's bad debt.
Yeah.
So there's consumer debt, which is credit cards, cars, jewelry, and whatever you can finance. And then there's good debt, which is like real estate, business, basically any debt that gives you money. For example, my house is debt. I owe $300,000. People freak out. People owe like $10,000. They're like, I'm drowning.
Yeah.
But really, you boil it down, my house costs me $2,500 a month. With the rents, I get $3,000 a month. Do simple math, $500 I make profit.
Put that away and just save it, just in case.
Yeah, you
save
it for the next house. Exactly. That's
Or if any problems arise with this one.
absolutely. You just want to
You don't really put more money into it. It's just passive income, basically.
absolutely, and it's like I'm trying to make this association to Monopoly. Basically, what do you do in Monopoly? You go and acquire properties, right? Why do you do that? So the other players can pay you rent.
Absolutely.
And imagine you play Monopoly, but you didn't have to roll your dice and land on other people's property. Imagine you could just stay in your own property and let everyone else rolling the dice and landing on your property.
Yeah.
They paying your rent. And then pass go is basically a year,
Okay.
and that's tax time. You get $200 for pass and go.
Okay.
You get your money back from taxes.
Damn, that's a good analogy.
Yeah. The only thing is, you don't want to go to jail because in Monopoly I like going to jail because you would collect rent, and in life I don't want to go to jail. So that's the only.
You know, you could
Yeah.
take a couple month break if you had like 40 properties, maybe.
Maybe, but I'd rather spend that time in like a different country than
sure, no,
in our jails.
Yeah, we're not going.
So yeah, that's something I've been trying to perfect, that little analogy.
So you've already started your first step with real estate. And
Yeah, it's
you got this down, and you're working your way to your next one. And along the way, you decided to buy a bus.
well, that's kind of
sure I influenced
your
that.
fault. I mean, your bus is beautiful. I didn't even think of the idea until I saw you do it. Actually, even when you were doing it, I was confused on like,
How the fuck?
what is he doing? How do you do, like, what do you do? The same thing. It's a knowledge gap. I didn't get
A lot
it.
of people questioned it at first.
And I'm like, okay, I didn't really question what you're doing because, okay, whatever you're doing, okay. I like the fact that you're getting into a business, like you're pursuing your business, but you're cutting a cost, which is kind of like real estate.
I cut a major cost.
It's rent.
Rent. I have the overhead to maintain this, but to maintain this doesn't add up to anywhere close what it would be for me to own a barbershop. And I can charge more because I'm mobile. And then
Do you for sure?
what I would pay rent for just a chair with a whole bunch of other barbers, let's say, tainting my atmosphere. Because sometimes, it's good atmosphere, but sometimes those other barbers, it depends on their day they're having or whatever, or they interrupt my atmosphere. So then I'm kind of picking and choosing who I want to bring to that barbershop I'm working at because I know the atmosphere. So with this, I can create my own atmosphere, no overhead, and it's all me.
Yeah, I like to highlight the overhead part. Like, people don't grasp it. Rent is so expensive. Like, if you want to, okay, what are your alternatives? To rent a chair, which is how much a month? Like 500, I don't know.
800.
800.
Minimum, I'd say 800.
So $800, like, you could buy a bus for like $4,000 and pay, like, finance it.
I bought this one for $3,000.
there you go. Literally, what is that? You could save up for 7 months or 5 months or less than that.
Some people make
6 months,
3.5.
you can have a bus, and you've worked on it yourself. It's going to cost you money, but literally a year's worth of a chair rent, you have this paid for to your name. You can do whatever you want. With the other alternatives, you owning a shop, that's like 2, 3, 4,000.
So,
you got to manage other barbers.
Before I bought this, they might not know, but me and Chris had a shop, and we managed it, and we were trying to find barbers, and it was a really nice shop, and I feel like we did well, but it's just this South Florida thing where there's a barber shop on every corner, and it's really hard to find motivated barbers that are going to show up every day and do well.
Stay.
And then if you do find those good motivated barbers, they want to run away and do the same thing.
Absolutely.
So after adding up the cost for first, last security, rent, water, electricity, internet, decking out the unit or whatever I leased or rented, it was just like, wow. And then if
You're like 30 grand in.
if they kick me out or I decide to move or something, everything I put into that unit is just
Gone.
wasted.
It's trash. Yeah.
So it's like,
And so,
voila.
Nobody can't take the bus from you though.
No,
absolutely. And
nobody can take the bus.
that
from me
actually
'cause I own
inspired me. Like the YouTube videos that I watch about real estate, they always like one of the biggest things is that you can live rent free because you own your own house, and everyone's biggest expense for the most part is cost of living, which is housing. Rent is like in South Florida, an efficiency is like $900. What? What?
Ridiculous.
And if you want a
Stupid.
nice place, you're talking about like 14, 15, 1,600 a month, and like that's monthly.
That's what
But
they know.
mortgage,
Now think about that as a barber. I'm paying
$800.
$800 a month for rent at a barbershop,
plus
and plus wherever I'm living.
and you could technically do both here. And that's actually, like I said, it was inspired me because I was like, wait, if I build my own bus, I make it nice, and I live in it, I don't have to pay rent, and I can collect even more rent now living in my own property.
Yeah.
Now I'm not bound anywhere, so I can just drive around the U.S. and make money.
You start cutting the leash, the ball and chain.
And
The freedom.
It
That's
is-
why I told you need the freedom.
It doesn't add up to me. And then now that once the ball started rolling, I bought the house, I bought the bus, then I quit my job because now I had more time.
so you quit T-Mobile now?
Oh yeah, I quit in February.
Okay.
So I've been. Thank you.
Congratulations, boy.
Honestly, probably the best thing because if you work a job and you're W-2, you're making somebody else rich. That's just how it
sure.
is. That's like
For sure.
it's just the nature of capitalism, and I mean that's okay with me. I'm actually opening a store. I'm opening a smoke shop,
Yeah,
and
that's
I'll
what I
have
wanted to ask you
employees.
about. So how's that going? How's the smoke shop?
It's good. We're actually opening next Friday.
Where's that at?
It's on US 1 in Sheridan, right around the corner from here. It's called
yeah.
Toxic Labs, which
Okay. So that's you and your partner? Is that you?
it's me, and I have a silent partner / investor who's helping me. But basically, he's just saying, "Hey, do this," and there's no other real direction. He provided me an opportunity, and I had the decision whether to try or not to do it. He gave it to me 3 years ago. I said no because I wanted the corporate ladder. I realized there's nothing there because you're just again.
So what you're chasing, as I try to tell people, like sometimes people that tell me must be nice, right? I don't have to pay barbershop rent. I have my own business. I have my own LLC, all this stuff. But it's not must be nice. When I wake up every day, you know how much harder it is to tell yourself, go get this shit done, than it is to know you have to go to a job where if you don't show up, you get fired.
Yeah, it's you're being accountable for yourself.
To be accountable for yourself, to find that energy, that personal motivation to get up and do your own shit, even though you might like it or it might be exciting.
It's work.
It's work. It's a lot more work.
Yep, it's a job. You have direction on what to do, and then when you're self-employed, you just gotta figure out what to do. And hopefully you have a mentor or YouTube or someone that can point you in the right direction, at least.
Definitely YouTube has helped me pull myself in the right direction. That's why I wanted to get into this. It's like, I want to expand myself more than barbering. And I plan on doing what you're doing, real estate, because I'm a plumber. Some people know I'm a plumber. And building all this, I've learned a lot of skills, carpentry, electrician, all that stuff. I don't have my paperwork by any means, but I know it, and I know the code, And once I start getting in my own property investments, I'll be able to look at my properties and know what it needs and what it's going to cost, and if anybody's trying to dupe me with a price.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
So,
and I'm learning the hard way. I'm actually not doing. I haven't done any labor because I actually got surgery,
oh,
so I wasn't able to lift up because of the car accident
I
back
remember
in.
you told me about that last time.
So I had to hire for a lot, and then I get really nervous. This is my opportunity. I get nervous doing stuff myself.
I do too.
Because I'm not a perfectionist, but I also I get nervous.
I'm nervous right now, bro. I keep looking at my battery levels.
And I can feel that, like, literally.
Of course, this is really the real test. Because our second episode was not a test. We're plugged in. So this is like...
We are doing this
It's not
podcast
insane.
off of straight battery power.
Yep.
We're not plugged into anything. We're running off the bus. We pulled up in front of his house, and we're running. So, but I feel you. I get nervous when I'm building my own stuff. If somebody else did it for me, I just drive it. If it broke, I blame it on them.
Absolutely.
And now it's like me. It's got to work. It's got to work. And then I'm stressing. Oh, that feels hot. Oh, is that
Oh,
working?
you hear some rattling?
What was that noise?
What's that? Oh, my God.
When you heard something fall, you're like...
Yeah, he was
no,
playing
no,
the
the
magnet.
I never heard
magnets.
that noise before. What was... he was freaking out.
Absolutely.
But we're doing good. The battery levels are good.
I'm telling you, it was good, bro.
Yeah, and we don't
And
even have
ultimately, if something bad happened, you'd fix it and it'd be better. And it's growth.
Oh, for
And
sure.
you'll learn from what your mistakes are.
Learning
So
curve, for sure.
that's another thing. People are scared to take risk. And just take blinding risk is bad. But if you do calculated risk, you come with the plan. You say you just come to a plan, you line it up, execution, and prepare for the problems.
I believe your property investment is a bigger investment than this because you're making money and you don't have to physically be there.
No,
For
absolutely.
me,
That's it, for sure.
even with this, I still have to physically be working. So you're killing it, bro. You're killing it.
Yeah,
Like,
you're killing it.
Thank you, thank you.
Motivated me.
yeah, but the thing I tell people is like every risk you take, everything that you do that's new and you learn from it, it just builds your confidence up for the next step or the next goal. Because building this, I'm not scared to build anything anymore. Like when I first pulled this up in my driveway, I was like, shit, I fucked up. This thing is huge, bro.
What the fuck did I do?
And then I woke up the next day, sipping on my coffee, looking at this busted bus. And I'm like, damn, so now I got to do the work.
Yep, I definitely can relate because the house is a massive house. You're taking out massive debt. And when you look at it like this, it gets overwhelming. But then if you narrow it in, devise a plan, you're like, okay, well, I got to take the seats out first, right? That's probably the first step one.
Yeah.
Look for rust. And okay, once you do that, all right, what's the next step? Oh, maybe, I think I should lay the floor first. And same thing with the house. You go and you buy it. I went in, learned knowing what rents I wanted to pull from it, because the whole thing with real estate, you need to know your income.
Yeah.
I'm from South Hollywood, from South Florida, so I knew what I would pay for rent. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll pay this, I'll pay that, and I'll pay this. 6 months later, everyone's paying exactly what I wanted, and nothing bad happened. There are little issues here and there, like simple things. Water wasn't hot. Sink wasn't working. I just bought a refrigerator. It doesn't work.
Doing the plumbing, a lot of these houses down here are not kept up.
Mm-hmm.
People, it's so expensive down here. Most people are literally just kind of like working with what they got until it really breaks, and then they'll...
And that's scary. But then, like, if you dial it back, you pay insurance. And if something breaks, that's actually covered under your insurance. So now you got all those guts replaced with your home insurance that you have to pay for
Now
anyway.
you're good for the next however many years.
And then it's good, and everything's new, and they cut you a big check. So even the scary things aren't even scary. They're just there's hurdles, and you adapt and react.
They're definitely hurdles. That's it. It's like, I don't know, like as you go on, these things, like I said, build you confidence, and the next step becomes easier. Or I also tell people, don't go into anything thinking it's just gonna be like smooth sailing. Don't over plan like you're gonna do it or you're gonna execute flawlessly the first time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because nothing goes as planned. So just go for it. Calculated, but go for it.
Yeah, this is my sixth business. I did decals for my first one.
What's up? I need some decals, dog. You not doing that no more?
Bro,
I need shirts.
I can recommend you the same. I'm getting shirts done.
I'm
too.
over here on my podcast and my shirt's starting to peel. Come.
I got
need
you.
some
I
shit.
got people for that. But yeah, my first business was decals. I think like the software didn't work, and then my partner, we fell out. My next business was stud skis, which was jet ski rentals. Didn't know what I was doing, and then we pulled out, and then basically things led up to this.
But you learned.
Oh, and I learned from every mistake, and it wouldn't stop me. Even if I failed at this, there's still people making it. Just because you fail once doesn't mean
You'll find your niche.
No, absolutely.
It's like these guys with these cryptos, man. You put money on like 15 different cryptos, and you
One
fail
hits.
on all of them, and one motherfucker hits, bro.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that shit takes you out the hole. You're like, motherfucker.
Yeah, and same thing with stocks. I've been doing. I was in the crypto game since 2017. Put a lot in, made a lot, but never pulled, and it crashed.
Yeah.
Even that was a failure.
But it's going.
I never
up.
sold, and all my money. I'm technically positive.
You're still positive?
Yeah, because I never sold.
Yeah.
Just held it because
That's how I'm doing right
that's
now.
what an investment is. You hold. Same thing with stocks. I'm like actually 50% down on my portfolio.
I'm 47, man. It makes
But-
me feel good.
Yeah, honestly, people.
I'm good.
To me, I actually get excited because I'm like, okay, everything's on sale. There's no reason for these stocks to be down other than people just are like, oh, inflation, but like
Selling.
There's people just scared right now.
everyone's scared, and this is the time. What's his name said? I think Warren Buffett: "Be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy." Right now, this is when you should be greedy, gobbling up everything that's 50% off.
Yep.
And that's what I just been doing, buying and buying. So,
Except for wood, bro.
oh no, wood.
I no wood right now.
That's the
Boy.
saving those wood projects until the supply niche.
In here probably would have been another 2,000-3,000 if it was like that.
It's up like 300%.
It's crazy. A 2x4 is almost $15 or $15.
Really?
One 2x4. Bro.
Yeah, I heard whatever that is costs like $100. or
Yeah,
something.
one plywood.
Yeah.
This was premium, thick, like sanded, like nice plywood, and it was like 50 per sheet. I could only imagine what it is now.
That's crazy.
Probably 100.
I mean, it's everyone right. Real estate's popping off right now too, so that's another reason. It's big demand. You gotta supply.
Sort of though. There's always gonna be a demand.
There's always demand, and all these people are moving down here from these other states. now.
Yeah, they're bringing up some nasty. Yes, so many people from New York and California.
And they'll buy anything. So it's like people that live down here and trying to find an opportunity to buy a house and start a family and stuff. It's almost impossible because
I wouldn't say impossible. It's just
that's why I said almost, because it's like the regular person with a normal 9 to 5 is struggling to pay these prices for just a regular house, and people are gobbling them up. People that are coming from other
Yeah, that's
states
true.
are like, I don't care what it looks like, I don't care the conditions it's in, boom, I'll buy it for whatever you're asking.
Yep, that's true.
They're fucking up the market.
The good thing is though is that the three reasons why real estate's so expensive right now is because one, interest rates are all time low, and when interest rates are low, that means money is cheaper to borrow. So now you can get cheaper money for more
Bigger loans.
bigger loans, yeah, for less.
Or people are willing to risk bigger loans because their interest rate is.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's like you said, people are moving from other states, from up north. Of course, we have a better climate. They said Miami's going to be the new Silicon Valley.
Better climate.
Oh, absolutely. Beaches. We literally live where people vacation. Literally.
The governor's letting us a little free right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Which I don't care whether you're against it or for it.
If
But
you're
it's
vaccinated right now, you can go to Publix and Walmart and everything without your mask.
no mask. Even restaurants. Like once he said they were gonna do it, everywhere I've been,
Fuck it.
you don't even need a mask. Gyms, you don't need a mask.
They can't ask you if you've been.
I don't know about
vaccinated.
y'all, but I feel like those masks are disgusting, bro.
It's disgusting when you wear them for like the 5th day.
I feel like I'm wearing. I'm wearing a face
You're
doll,
done.
like a face
Yeah.
panties.
I was actually trying to start a business that, before COVID with masks. That was actually where Toxic came from.
Okay.
Because and then literally as I was planning and looking for someone to make me masks, and I was wearing them going out in Wynwood, people were like, "Why you can't wear these masks? It's not a thing." 4 or 5 months later, because this was like in December, mask mandate, everyone's wearing masks. All these custom masks came off, and I was just like, everyone's telling me you could have been a millionaire,
I don't think so, because
Oh, no.
you would have made some money.
It would have been millionaire.
Everybody's grandma was making masks.
Everyone
So,
in there. I was trying to be
everybody's
niche with the designer market, but
Yeah.
just that.
Nobody truly wants to wear them long term.
No,
So.
my heart wasn't in it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, that was a good one you walked away
You
from.
pulled out of that one real quick. Like,
No, once like you said, people's grandma were making custom masks. I was like,
everybody-
Jesus.
Yo, I get them free. I didn't bring it today. I have one in my truck. somebody gave it to me. It says scissor hands on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's like I don't even have to go buy them. Like
They're just read up. Everyone has them.
I don't think I bought one mask.
That's good.
Somebody's given it to me, or somebody's bought a box and like, yo, you need some, and they give me a couple, and
There you go.
What's up?
I try not to wear them if I don't have to.
I agree. I mean, I just wear them when I don't really go out.
Yeah, I
But-
don't either, unless I'm going grocery shopping or
That'd probably be the only case. If you go to a restaurant, you put it on for like what 2 seconds, and then
we're on that sacrifice gang, man.
yeah, absolutely. Because we're trying to get to 1 million, and my goal is by October 2023, I'll hit a net worth of 1 million. And it sounds,
That's a great fucking goal.
it's thank you.
I'm chasing right there behind you.
It's it's like I said, it's a plan. I'm doing 2 more houses this year. Next year should be 3, and then 2023 should be 5.
I don't need. See, my mindset right now. It used to be that. My mindset now is the money is a tool, and I want to be able to have a nice little piece of land. Don't know exactly where yet. I want to raise my kids on a nice little piece of land so that they can experience the freedom. Because right now, where we live, as a grown-ass man, like I don't feel like I can go anywhere and enjoy myself without spending money.
Oh, absolutely.
And then as a kid, I had a little bit more freedom than I feel like the kids do now because there's a lot more people here and there's a lot more growth down here than when I was a kid. But now it's like you go be a kid somewhere and you're just trying to hang out and not spend money. Cops come.
It's tough. Yes.
Neighborhood people in the neighborhood is like, what are these kids doing here? And then they harass you. And it's like, even when you're not doing nothing bad, just a group of kids just trying to hang out or somewhere, in the eyes of other people, it looks like they're up to something, and it's just like you can't do anything anymore.
Oh yeah, but I feel like that was like I felt that growing up because the only things I could really do were like skate, and then all skaters were bad people.
We
Remember
got into
that?
the cars, and the cars racked up tickets, and
yeah, man, everything you want to do to have fun, like going out like racing. Remember that? Like
I mean, that's illegal, so we were getting rowdy, but still, it's like
even though it's illegal, but why? People are having fun, and that you can make it safe. Like you shouldn't restrict other people's freedoms because it's not safe. Like it's not safe to you.
It's all a setup to me. Because think about Broward Motorsports. We have all these places that sell 4-wheelers, side-by-sides, all these off-road type of toys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is that? There's nowhere to ride it down here. And then we get in trouble for riding it on the road, and it's like, no, not even.
You can't.
All the fire roads, you're not allowed. And they're slowly cutting off the places that you could ride because people get rowdy, people do stupid stuff, people get hurt,
But
people
you're riding
catch...
at your own risk. Fuck it.
No, but people catch shit on fire, people own the land, and then they don't want the people on there for lawsuits. And
Yeah, it's just a lot of
the environment's rough down here now,
yeah.
especially for raising kids. Because all they have is games, the video games, and social media. And
Tablets and YouTube.
Inside, that's
Inside,
I don't
yeah.
see kids anymore.
No, I don't see
The other
kids.
day, I actually seen some kids fishing. Four,
And then you could get in
four
trouble
little
for
kids.
fishing.
Yeah, you don't have a fishing license.
You can't fish. Yeah, that's all.
Certain
they
places
know.
you can't even fish with a fishing license. It's gated. It's like
It's so much. It's definitely harder to be, like to me, it's free, like real free, and it's really hard to be free in like these big cities. Like you can't have fun, like
and not even financial free, just free.
just free. Just imagine you have free time and you just needed to eat and just have fun. Like it's just hard to like. What are you gonna do for fun? Like you need to spend money. But that's also why I'm getting into the bus because when I go out to Colorado in the middle of nowhere, I don't have to pay anybody. I can just live there, pay my insurance, and then have some food. But, my goal is to go hunt some elk, bring it back, make some jerky. And now with technology, I'm going to be playing video games inside the bus.
While your jerky's being made.
While my jerky's being made, like,
100%, bro. So for this,
I like that.
to help you out on your journey with the bus is like my idea for electricity is battery and solar, right? And if you set it up right and you have the right stuff, you can almost run full time.
Yeah,
And then a little Honda quiet generator. Like you have so many different little options. You run off the bus, you run off the generator, you run off the solar. So it's like you could be anywhere.
Absolutely. If I was 18 even before, like, because when you're younger, you don't really think long term. Like, obviously, when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, all I want to do is go drink and have fun. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't, anything, like, no regrets.
No.
But,
Bro, he was doing backflips while holding a beer off of a ball
Living it.
buried in the sand on the beach.
yeah,
regret that shit.
absolutely. Those are great moments. But man, if I was young right now, I would probably buy a bus for like $4,000.
You'd be doing what you're doing now. Bro.
Yeah, literally. Just you don't need to depend on much. Like even now, you can remotely be working. Like you could. Oh my god.
How old are you
From
now?
your phone.
27.
So you're 27. I'm 33. I still feel young as fuck.
I still have time for sure. We have time.
Oh, absolutely, man. I can't wait.
I play basketball 2 days a week. I sacrificed it today for the podcast, but I play basketball for 2 hours straight, nonstop, 2 days a week, and I cycle anywhere from 20 to 30 miles every Monday night.
Yeah, I play soccer 3 to 4 times a week. Unfortunately, I twisted my ankle a couple days ago, but it just happens.
It happens to kids. It happens to young people, bro.
Yeah, and the part of the bus life is I'm gonna be snowboarding, getting over 100 days next season. That's exercise in itself, and I just want to be like, like Christopher Columbus times. Like, where are we going? I don't know. Wherever the seas take us and the winds.
So if I could give anybody advice on how to stay motivated, I can't say to be successful because
That depends on you.
It depends on what your definition of successful is, but to stay on your route to whatever your success is, sacrifice, saving your money, not spending it on dumb, wasteful stuff, only what you need. Staying healthy, staying active. It's good for your mind. It's good for keeping you motivated. Like when I sit at home and I'm doing nothing and I'm bored, I kind of get into my head a little bit. I get tired. I get down. I get not depressed, but just unmotivated sometimes. So when I go play basketball, I get that activity and that blood flowing, and
Absolutely.
it motivates me. It sparks. So it's like just a handful of different things that are key to keeping you going on your path.
Yeah, for me, I'd tell people what do you really want to do? Like if you, this is pretty cliche, but if you could do anything you want to do in life, what would you do? And whatever you just answered, that's what you should be doing. Pursue it.
My
You can make
question-
money.
100%.
You can pursue anything.
My question is, what are you willing to die for?
freedom. That's my answer.
That's my answer.
Because I just don't money money's gonna come, but like
Freedom in multiple ways.
Yep.
Financial freedom in the sense of what we were talking about, how the kids can't even go play or do anything. Like I want that freedom to wake up and be like, yo, I want to go ride my 4-wheeler to the lake and go fishing, and nobody's gonna tell me nothing.
yeah, absolutely. Like just doing whatever the hell you want to do. Like being a true American, freedom, like what we were built off. Yeah.
But that's good, man. We went on for
Today was a good day.
30 minutes.
No,
bro.
absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad you could come, man. What do you want to tell them? Tell them your social media, what you got rolling right now for them to come find you
Speak to that camera.
and get some content from you, because I watch you. You post sometimes. You post about the real estate. You post about good information and maybe on how they can find it outside of just YouTube.
So I don't have a YouTube yet, but it will be called Toxic, TALKSICK Josh, or Labs. On Instagram, I'm JBT4U, and then on TikTok, I'm Toxic Josh. So if you want any financial advice, not financial advice, but real estate advice, tax advice, or any help planning, you can definitely reach out to me. My whole MO is to help other people change the norm of working all the time and focus on financial independence and freedom, so you can live your life and not be a slave to corporate America.
You have Instagram? Did you say Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram. Yeah, Joshua JBT for you.
Okay, we'll put that all in the description and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me. This is great. I can't wait to see what you're gonna do.
I hope it gets traction, and I hope I can have you on again, man.
Oh,
and then you have
absolutely.
like 10 properties by then.
That'll be in 3 years.
It's
part of the
You
plan.
never know. It could go faster.
It could, honestly. Thanks again.
You
Thank
already
you
know, man.
for everything you do.
Thank you all for tuning in to this one. Like, share, subscribe, follow him, follow all my stuff, and we'll catch you next time.